We're sitting here with Rick Gangraw, author of an incredible murder mystery, Secrets in the Ice. We have a few questions to ask Rick and figure out what was in his mind when he was writing this awesome book. We want to know, so why did a husband and father of four decide to write a murder mystery?
Well, it's funny because when my kids were little, I always wrote stories for them. Or I actually would tell the stories at the time. I would just tell the story with them being the main character and some adventure that they had, and they would always just be sitting there listening to the stories about themselves, and they loved it. And now that the kids are older, the stories have gotten more complex, and now I'm writing adult stories that would appeal to adults and young adults. But since the kids always loved something scary in the stories, even when they were little, I've kept that idea in the stories. So a murder mystery is a perfect avenue to incorporate something like that. So it ended up being a murder mystery, and just as scary as can be, just like they always liked it.
That's pretty cool. Well, what inspired you to write your first novel, Secrets in the Ice?
Well, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is a beautiful area, so I wanted to showcase the area. So I went ahead and incorporated stories that included the trees and the beautiful scenery, the wildlife, the log cabins, and that just became the setting. And of course, the murder mystery idea just worked perfectly in that area, so I had to have a murder mystery set up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
It is very beautiful. I've been up there in the summertime and stuff, but I'm curious why you use the wintertime as the season.
Well, for a native Floridian, the winter is so unique in the Upper Peninsula there. They have the snow that comes up to the second-story windows, and we don't have anything like that here in Florida. They have lakes that freeze over. Of course, our lakes hardly ever freeze over, and it provided a perfect murder scenario too, with a frozen lake. I thought, okay, well let's put the bodies in the frozen lake, and that's something you just can't do down here in Florida.
Well, that sounds awesome. I would wonder if your wife would be worried that you have thoughts, those kinds of thoughts, to write a murder mystery. Is she like freaked out, or?
I guess she should be, shouldn't she?
I know
wait
my
wait
wife
till you
would be.
read the next book.
Oh my gosh, the next book will be coming out soon.
Well, actually, it's just all fiction, right? So it's just coming up with ideas that could be scary, and I've talked to a lot of people about fears and what makes them, what really frightens them, and so I've been able to put some of those things in my writing, and it's all fiction though.
It's a good thing. Well, you discussed prejudice a bit.
Yeah, prejudice. Even today, you still see it in the United States. I've never experienced it up in Upper Michigan before. Nothing but friendliness up there. But I know it still goes on, and I did want to touch on that a little bit. So I put a few of my characters through some of the situations of prejudice. Just a little hint of what it's really like. But it all turns out better at the end. But it's just, I had to include something like that in the story.
Keeps it real, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And you introduce us to a yoper?
A Youper.
A Youper. So yeah,
Somebody from the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, is called a Youper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, a Youper is somebody who lives in the UP, and they get made fun of a lot, kind of like a redneck, because they like to spend more time hunting and fishing and instead of focusing on a job. And some people say they talk funny, don't you know? They don't use the th sound. A lot of their t's sound like d's. But they love the area where they live. The Upper Peninsula is just home to them, and they could never live anywhere else. Despite the extreme winters, the mosquitoes, the black flies, deer flies. You're a Youper if you know a kid or a dog that's been carried away by mosquitoes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Mosquitoes are the state birds of Upper Michigan also.
Oh man. Okay, I think I'll just stay here in Florida. Wow. Well, you do have another book you're writing, so can you tell us a little bit about that, your next book?
Yes. Well, in the first book, Secrets in the Ice, I try to keep the identity of the killer all the way to the end of the book. So you're trying to guess who it is at the end. But in the next book, I introduce you to the killer on the first page.
Cool.
And then you try to figure out, well, why is he doing this? And so throughout the entire book, the next book, you're trying to figure out why is he so bad, or is he really the bad guy, or is everybody else the bad guy, and it's just a cover-up. So you don't find that out till the end of the book. I hope you enjoy.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that. Now that's going to be out this summer, correct?
Yes, I believe it's targeted for July.
July.
Year.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Great, thank you.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate your time, Rick, and we are just certainly anxious at the edge of our seats to read more and more of all the thrillers and murder mysteries or whatever else is going to come out of that fantastic creative brain of yours. Well, thanks a lot.
Well,
and
thank you.
For all you out there, you can check out Rick's website at rickgangraw.com and buy his book.